bit about MLK, and specifically to someone who was around when he was alive, which I think is so cool. Now, let's just take it all the way back, man. We talked about MLK before, but we're going to break it down because this is birthday weekend. We got to celebrate all weekend. But what did America see Martin Luther King as? How did they view him? How did you view him? How did your parents view him? Give us a little breakdown of that.
You know, it all depends on who you talk to, man, because as a kid, I wasn't privy to all the adult conversations, but I did hear a few. And depending on the level of niggerverse you was dealing with, now I call it niggerverse now. He's just a troublemaker. He's making everybody having hard times. Some people was behind it, but you had those detractors too, man. You had people that was like, nah, man, he stopped doing it because people hadn't been used to getting what he was asking for. A lot of people didn't think he was capable of him doing what he was doing, but those who were out there, my mom loved him. My dad loved him. It was like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They were like, they were always, it was like one of the first times I saw division in the streets because I never knew what a militant was, but when you had certain people, the Christians love MLK and the militants love Malcolm X. You know, like the Black Panthers and folks like that, they were pretty much on the Malcolm X side. But a lot of the older people, now here's the crazy part. He wasn't even that old when he was doing what he was doing. He was in his early 30s when he started doing what he was 36 when he died. He hadn't even made 40 years old. You know, and when I think about and talk about the revolutionaries of our time, they were mostly kids, dude. They were mostly kids. Malcolm X, he wasn't a kid. I mean, Martin Luther King wasn't a kid per se, but he wasn't 40 years old, dude. And usually by, you know, again, at that time, 40 was a different kind of dude than the 40s we see right now. You know, he had what, 2, 3 kids and a wife, and he was out there, you know, wreaking havoc. And then you wonder why he was having a little fun, because he still was a young dude. I'm not condoning, condoning or judging. I'm just saying what what the rumor was. He was having a good time. He was a relatively young dude, with a lot of attention. And like I said, I ain't trying to judge, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so I know you mentioned this in the past that you were more of a Malcolm guy. If you had to choose one or the other, you said you were more of a Malcolm guy. Is that correct?
I think I was more leaning toward the Malcolm situation. As again, I was a youngster, so you know, being a young rebel, man. I mean, you influenced by certain things. All the stuff that Martin was doing was based around the church, okay, which was cool. Nothing wrong with that, but Malcolm was like, you know what? Hey, I'm not going for this no more. I'm tired of this. Okay. And it was, you know, it was a whole different mindset. Eventually they both kind of melted together. But Malcolm was, you know, hey man, I'm not turning my other cheek no more. If you won't hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. And you know, we heard about the dogs on being sick on Martin. We saw the beatings on television, him going to jail. Malcolm was like, no, we're gonna put some brothers together. We're gonna have our own army. We're gonna stand up for ourselves. And that was something that was very impressive as a young man. Walking and getting beat up was never a good look.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay,
That makes a lot of sense.
All this walking and all these dogs and police and water hoses. This is not.
Take a strong person to go through that shit. After the first day, I'm done. I'm out. I'm sorry. I'm
and
out.
not fight back. And not fight back. No, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. Man. I'm not trying to make light of it, but it's real hard to you know, in today's mindset. If I was in that time, you never know. I might have been right there with him, hard sole shoes and all, walking across the bridge and get my ass bit by dogs.
That's hilarious. Let's go to hypothetical land,
Wait,
Lonzo.
stop,
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
stop. And here's something it just dawned on me. Because everything they did was in hard sole shoes, man. They wasn't sporting no tennis shoes. They was dressed. They was dressed in suits and ties, walking across bridges, running from dogs, and fighting. Sometimes fight with the police. Could you imagine what that was like in that time? There wasn't no Nikes. There wasn't no key. Man, there wasn't no PF Flyers yet. Converse hadn't even been. This is how about 66, 67. This is 65, 66, 67. Man, I don't even think PF Flyers was made back then, man. So you were strolling in your Sunday court clothes. That's what I call them, Sunday court clothes. Across a bridge in jackets on. Sometimes it was hot, sometimes it was cold. And you dealing with the police with big sticks and bigger and mad dogs coming across the bridge. Think about that, man.
Never thought about that. Just slipping and sliding, trying to get that damn dog off of you, right?
Ain't no traction.
None.
Ain't no traction. You ain't no Jordan. You can't hop over nothing.
Damn. Let's go to hypothetical land, Lonzo. What do you think Martin Luther King would think about the state of Black people today as a whole in America?
He probably shake his head and go, damn, all them dog bites, all the water for this. All them dog bites, all the jail time, and I got shot for this. Dude, man, it definitely would make him rethink his position. If he could have a crystal ball to see the future, would he really be willing to fight and die for his legacy at this point? Yeah, we got his birthday as a day off for the holiday in most states. A lot of people were affected in a positive way by his movement. But in general, you think he fought for everybody. He didn't fight for some people. He fought for blacks and he fought for niggas. Okay. I think we had more black folks back then, and the mentality that everybody is so embracing had not been embraced at that time. And even if you weren't a active marcher or a supporter, you might have gave him a couple dollars. You might have did something to support that dude. Made a big difference.
Yeah, man. So it's safe to say you don't think Martin Luther King would be bumping Sexy Red?
Nah, I don't think he'd be bumping Sexy Red.